Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi, how's everybody doing today? It is so hot in New Mexico. I don't know what is going on. It is so hot, though. I pick my daughter up from the bus at 2 o'clock every day from the bus stop, and it has just been brutal outside. I don't know. I'm excited for fall. Really looking forward to some cooler weather. Welcome to this week's Facebook Live. I will say that I think this is going to be our last one on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. This time, especially with the kid schedules, is just a little too complicated to manage. So I think we're going to try to do it in the mornings. Now, the next couple of weeks is going to be a little iffy. I'll be posting when I'm going live, and I'll make sure to give you guys at least 24 hours notice. But I'm going to set up, in a couple weeks, I'm going to set up a permanent time that I'll be going live. The next couple of weeks are just crazy around here, so I just don't have a permanent time set up for that. But it'll probably be in the morning sometime when the kids are at school and I don't have to worry about entertaining any children while I'm doing a video. So watch for that. It's coming soon, and I'm hoping to actually start doing a permanent one in my VIP group too. So if you're not a member of my VIP group, please head over to my VIP group. I'll put a link to my VIP group in the comments after the video is over. There's no requirements to join. It's just because of Facebook analytics. It's just where people see more of my stuff. So and I do sometimes post exclusive stuff in there. So make sure you head over there. And you do want to be part of my VIP group for the catalog kickoff on September 4th, which is next week, you guys. Next Wednesday. I believe it's Wednesday. Next Wednesday is September 4th. That's the big catalog kickoff. And I am going to be doing not one, but 2 Facebook Lives that day. And they will only be in my VIP group. They won't be going up onto YouTube. Those will only be in my VIP group, so if you want to see them, then you'll want to join my VIP group. And we're going to be making 2 amazing cards next week in my VIP group on Catalog Kickoff Day using these 2 stamp sets. We're going to use Perfectly Plaid, which is beautiful and fun and fantastic, and I love all these trees. And we're going to use Snowman Season. So much fun. And these both have coordinating punches you can get in a bundle. So make sure, if you're not already on my VIP group, make sure you join my VIP group, because we have a lot of fun. I'm going to have giveaways next week. We're just going to have a lot of fun. So I'll put a link again in the comments. Make sure you do that. A couple of things I want to remind you guys of. You guys have heard me talk about these for 2 months now. This is the last week. If you have not redeemed your bonus days coupons, you only have until Saturday. After that, they're not going to be eligible to redeem. So redeem those bonus days coupons. And if you want to take advantage of the starter kit special, the amazing starter kit special, you get to choose $155 in products for only $99. It's an incredible deal. Make sure you do that by Saturday as well. On September 1st, on Sunday, these deals will no longer be available. So make sure you take advantage of those. All right, you guys, we're going to jump right in. And I also left a link to my paper share in the video description, so make sure you check out my paper share too, because it is fun. It is great. It's a great way to get some of every single paper in the holiday catalog, and we have some amazing papers in the holiday catalog this time, so don't miss it. All right, this is what we're using today, Tropical Chic. This does not come in a bundle. This has been around for a while, but I love to pull out this stamp set in the summer because it's so summery. I love these little tropical leaves. I love this flower. I love it all. And the dies that come with it are fantastic. I love mine are a hot mess, but you can cut out this super detailed one. This one will cut out that stamped image. You can also like layer them up. And all of the dies do that. There's this one. So these are such versatile dies. You don't want to miss out on these dies, especially if you love that tropical feel. We're only going to be using the little flower. Here's the other one that goes with that fan one. We're only going to be using the little flower today, so I'm going to put the rest away. This is in the annual catalog. You want to make sure you get those dies too. If you get that stamp set, you want to make sure you get the dies. Let me show you the card we're going to make today, because it is so pretty. It's so much fun. I love this card. So we're going to be using lots of colors from the Brights. We have some Daffodil Delight, Coastal Cabana, Melon Mambo, and it's all paired with some crumb cake. So I just love the colors on here. I love that pop of melon mambo. I think it's so pretty. Okay, let's get started. We are first going to stamp our background, and so I'm going to pull out some grid paper. Hang on one sec. Just going to pull it out from under my mat. Pulling out some grid paper so we can stamp off the edge here, and we don't want to get it on my mat. Okay, I am actually using shimmer white for this because I prefer the shimmer white. I wanted a little bit of shimmer, but it's also a little bit heavier, and I'll get to why we wanted a heavier cardstock in a minute. Okay, I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight, and we're going to start with the, I don't know, kind of the fanny looking leaf. I don't know what any of these leaves are called. I like the way they look, but don't ask me to name them. I certainly can't do that. So we're just going to stamp these, and when you're making a big collage of stuff, you want to make sure that you are stamping off the edge, and that's going to give it a more seamless look. If you're making sure you keep it inside the box, inside the square, or whatever you're stamping on, it's just going to make it look very boxy and very contained, and you want it to be nice and flowy and not so boxy. All right, we're going to move on. We did our Daffodil Delight. We're going to move on to our Coastal Cabana, and we're using this big leaf. Maybe somebody can tell me what these are called. I'm not sure. And all of my ink pads, I think I'm going to have to spend a day just re-inking ink pads, because I've noticed that a lot of my ink pads are just not as juicy as they used to be. So I think I need to just sit down one day and just spend some time re-inking. All right, one more down here in the corner. There we go. Lovely, love that. I'm actually gonna leave my Coastal Cabana out because we are going to use that in just a second. I'm gonna pull in my crumb cake for this final one. It's kind of like a fern, I guess. Okay, this is the crumb cake one, and just adding some neutral tones just really kind of grounds the whole thing, I think. I really like that. I really love those neutral looks. Okay, isn't that cute? And I kind of left the center open a little bit. We're going to fill in the center a little bit, but I didn't want to go too heavy. You could fill in it with a little more leaves if you want, but I didn't feel it was necessary. Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to stamp the greeting. As long as we are doing all of our stamping, I'm going to pull in my greeting. This is a piece, oh, I didn't even tell you what that big white one was. This one is 1 by 4 1/4 for our greeting, 1 by 4 1/4. And then I believe this shimmer white piece, this is 3.5 by 4 3/4. I had to measure, I couldn't remember what it was. So we're gonna stamp the greeting. This greeting comes from the Tropical Chic stamp set. And I'm just going to hopefully line this up nice and straight. We'll see. Let's try it again. I might have to get my head in it. Hang on. We'll see which one is better. That one's a little better, I think. I honestly don't know. Okay, before we move our grid paper out of the way, I'm going to take my crumb cake Stampin' Blends, and with my brush tip, I'm just going to open it up, and I'm just going to do a little bit of splattering on this piece, on just the greeting piece. Okay, we are going to move our grid paper out of the way. I think it's easier to see against the black background than that white background. So we have our pieces stamped. We have everything ready except our flower. So we're going to stamp our flower. I used 3 of them for this card, so you're going to want to stamp 3 of them. I do have just a scrap of the shimmer white paper here. And I'm going to ink that up in Melon Mambo, and I'm going to stamp that down. So cute. Isn't that flower so pretty? Love it. Okay, now, ideally, you'd stamp 3 of them, and then you'd use the die, and you'd run all 3 of those through your die cutting machine. But through the magic of television, we have 3 ready to go. Fantastic, right? Okay, so we have all of our bits. We do have a couple extra pieces of cardstock here. This one is Daffodil Delight, which is 3 3/4 by 5. Let me double check that's 5. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 5. This is going to go right on top of that. And that Daffodil Delight coordinates perfectly. And then I have a Coastal Cabana card base, which is 11 by 4 1/4, and I have scored it at 5 1/2. I've scored it right in the middle of 5 1/2. So we're gonna start by assembling all our pieces together real quick. So I'm gonna start with this piece, with our stamped leaf piece. Let's see, my snail has not been cooperating lately. It's probably over all this heat too. So I have a lot of fun things coming up next week. Next week, I told you it's gonna be crazy. I have a huge team meeting next week, which I'm really excited about. I have a special guest, Donna Griffith from the home office, is coming to my meeting, and then the very next day I have a huge class. It is my birthday Stamp-A-Stack, which I do every September because my birthday is in September. So every September I do a huge birthday card Stamp-A-Stack, and Donna Griffith will also be attending that. So I'm really excited have such special guests attending my events, and I'm just gonna make sure this is nice and straight before we press it down. My greeting really is crooked. Oh well, we're gonna live with it. It's handmade, not Hallmark, right? So I'm really excited about everything that's coming up, but it's requiring a lot of prep and a lot of strategic planning. So it's been interesting inside my brain lately, trying to figure out what I'm using and where I'm using it. Okay, what I did, I just layered everything up. I only used snail. I just laid everything down flat, and I've just arranged my flowers where I want them to go. I'm gonna use some mini dimensionals on these. I'm gonna put, I think, 3 on the back of each one. You could use regular dimensionals. I had these handy at my desk, so that's why we're using these. You could absolutely use regular dimensionals. And I don't know if you noticed on this card, on the first card that I showed you, but oh my gosh, I'm all thumbs today. But on the flowers, on all of the flowers, they are like enamel accents. I've added some special, I'll tell you what it is in a second, but it's coming in the holiday catalog, and I've made them like enamel accents. It's so pretty, and that's why I wanted to go with a heavier cardstock, which is why I chose the shimmer white cardstock, because it just holds up a little better. So I'm going to peel off all my dimensional backings. The small dimensionals, the little mini dimensionals, I think take a longer to peel off, but that's okay. And I love, I know I've said this before, but I love this pop of Melon Mambo with these colors. I think it just stands out. You can use any colors. This would be really pretty with like soft sea foam and mint macaron. Those would be really pretty colors too. Okay, so we have our flowers on here, and this is a beautiful card as is, but you can see how much darker these colors are, these flowers are. Let me hold them up to comparison. You can see, and you can see all that shine on them. So we're just going to step this up a little bit, and I am going to use, this is coming in the new holiday catalog, this is Shimmery Crystal Effects. Woo, I love this stuff. I love it, love it, love it. It's really thick, but it's really glittery. It's so much fun. And it is great. We used to sell Crystal Effects, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cover the flower with it. We used to sell Crystal Effects way back. It wasn't shimmery, but I loved it, so I am super excited to have this back. And you can see when it goes on, it's a little cloudy, and it's hard to see the shimmer when it's kind of cloudy like that, but it will dry crystal clear, and it will make these flowers look like little enamel accents. So I'm going to hold this up now that it's on there so you can see it's a little cloudy. It'll dry clear, I promise. I have an old paper piercer tool here, so if it's not all the way to the edge, I'm just going to pull some of that down to the edge just to cover that whole flower, just to make sure everything is nice and covered. If there's any big like air bubbles, you want to make sure you just pop those as well. So I'm going to continue to do that to my other 2 flowers. It doesn't take long to do, but it does take a while to dry. So this is not something that you're going to be able to stick in an envelope right away and mail. This does take a while to dry. I had this one sitting on my desk probably for a while, and I actually accidentally put something on top of it, and it was still a little tacky once that had pressed down on it. So I actually had to peel off one of the flowers and do it again because I had messed it up. So it does take a while to dry, so you need to keep that in mind when you're making anything with Crystal Effects. But I love this tube that it's in. I think it's fantastic. It's not going to dry out as quickly. remember it used to be sold in a giant bottle, and I remember thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to use this before it all dries out. But this little tube is perfect. So I love this little tube. So I've just covered all of my flowers. And again, anywhere where maybe I just missed a spot, I'm just going to take that paper piercing tool and just drag it around. And you can just clean this off. Use a baby wipe. Just clean it off when you're done. And I'll clean off the tip too a little bit. There's a little bit of Melamombo ink transfer on the top of that. So I'll just use a baby wipe and clean off that tip as well. But that is it. Once this is dry, we're going to make sure we don't put anything on top of that. Once it is dry, it's going to look like this. It's going to be nice and shiny. There's lots of glitter and shine in there. I don't know if it's picking up the glitter. There's lots of glitter in there, and these just look like enamel accents, which is just so stunning. So I love that. So I thank you guys very much for joining me. Make sure that if you are not a part of my VIP group, make sure you join my VIP group, because you'll want to join me next Wednesday in my VIP group for a big holiday catalog kickoff. If you want to order any products, make sure you head to my website. Use this host code. This is the last week for the host code. I will have a new host code up on Sunday for September 1st. If you have any bonus days coupons you need to use, or if you want to get that starter kit, make sure you do that by Saturday. Saturday is the last day to take advantage of any of those promotions. And I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you're watching this on Facebook, please share this video with your crafty friends. I'd love to reach out to new people. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'd love for you to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications for any time I post a video. Have a great day, you guys. I hope to see you guys next week. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.